episode 11 of Racing Junior. First of all, I'd like to thank you for following the channel. So as the last episode, we had a lot more views and some really positive comments. And as always, feel free to ask questions, give us any suggestions on how we can improve the channel. So last episode we finished off by welding the front end. However, it wasn't completely finished. We still had to put the headlamp rings in place, as well as close off the corner here where it meets the left mudguard. Now to start welding the front panel in place, we're just going to trim this area here. So we just made the mark and we're going to join the two sides together. So we'll just trim off the excess and weld the gap. After we can try in the side markers or the indicators, and then we can continue fitting the ring over here and align the headlamp with the rest of the front panel. For the first stages of welding the front valance in place, we started by welding this area next to the indicator. And we started with this place as it's easier to finish off with a grinder and a belt sander without the headlamp in place. The ring will sit somewhere around here, so that will limit the access to finish the corner. So the next stage is to align the two headlamp rings and make sure that they're both flat together. To make sure the front panel was in line, we just used this ruler and we took a reference. So we touched the front suspension member and the ruler is sitting perpendicular to it. And we use the marker here to see how far out the panel is. So we'll repeat the same process on the other side. Here we can see that the other side matches well. So an important part to make sure that they're both in line is the bumper mounts. So since we removed one side and put it back together, we just made sure that they were flat one to another by checking them with a flat piece of steel. To start aligning the rings, we used a straight piece of section from one ring to another, clamped onto the edges. And this will help us ensure that the rings are flat in line with each other. We also took a measurement from a suspension point and checked the left side to the right, just to make sure that they are within the same distance. Here we started tacking in the repair section we made for the left side. However, as soon as we started, we weren't happy with the fit, and there seemed to be like a flat piece here where the two panels match. So the mistake we did was we left too much material, and in order to know how much we trim, we made a cardboard template from the full mudguard we have for the right side. So we came back to the right side, and the mudguard isn't full as it doesn't have any repairs. So we took the templates to copy the curves, one for the front over here, and one for the side, where it meets the wheel arch. We took these templates and reversed them onto the left side. So here we can see the development that the two templates leave. What we did to repair is we just cut out the welds, smoothed out the curve a little bit more according to these templates, and then tacked again in place. Now the panel is ready to be welded in full. It's obvious that we're going to start on the right side. But before we can start the front fender, we have to start from the back. So we still have to weld the quarter panel in place and align the sill, and as well align the front fender. Just as we covered in episode 9, we were going to rebuild the right side wheel arch. This is a really difficult job. Like, we have to make the part from the old wheel arches. And the reason we're doing this is that this car has like what they call the low wheel arches, which was the way the cars were up until 1967. These lower wheel arches are not available as a spare part, so hence we had to make them ourselves. We're preparing the right side quarter panel to be welded in place. So first we have to adapt the wheel arch, just as we did on the left side. So we start cutting it, trimming it and screwing it in place. And next we're just going to trim off some folds here so we can put the panel flat on the car. We're also going to bend this corner here just to see that the height is the same as in place we're going to put it. Just tried the replacement inner arch and we saw that we have enough material, so there's about this much that we can overlap. So what we will do is we'll cut away the worst part out of this, as we did on the left side, and then we can just see how much distance we have to trim to match the two new parts together. Here we can see the repair from the inner side. So what we did is we screwed the new inner arch to match the contour, so it goes from a flat part onto an edge that will match the outer arch of the outer panel. So the screws are stretching the difference in between. And then we need to fabricate some corners for this part over here. Here and here. So here we gave shape to the inner arch in a rough manner. We just put some spot welds. We just marked the cut line in place. So next we're just going to trim off the excess material, then just try the outer quarter panel in place, and then add this one when we're happy with the position. After finishing the inner wheel arch, we had to take care of this part. So this is a reinforcement panel that is only found on the right side. Since there's a spare wheel tire here, this plate is quite weak. So this reinforcement panel helps the whole corner be strong. We took some liberties to trim it out here, as the pattern was a little bit bigger, and we measured it the best we could with the quarter panel in place. It's important not to weld everything in place. We just left the spare wheel well screwed in so we could remove it to gain access at the back. We will do everything at the end once the quarter panel is in place.